So in this video, I just want to quickly discuss the project files and show you how you can use them and navigate through them so that you know your way around. Let me just bring in a Windows Explorer window. When you open up the project files for this book, you'll have all of the chapters listed here from chapters 1 to 12, some PowerPoint slideshows and some videos which links to the YouTube page where you can find all the videos associated with this book. Now I want to show you how to use the project files for every single chapter. For example, let's take chapter 1. If I double click on that, you'll find that we have a start folder, an end folder, and an assets to import folder. The start and the end folders reference Unity projects. So the start folder here, if I double click on that, you can open up this project in Unity, and this represents the starting point of the chapter. So you can load up that project and then follow along with the rest of the steps in the chapter. And the end folder corresponds to the completed project that you will arrive at when you complete the chapter. Now the start project, really, that's just a completely blank Unity project, but I've already gone ahead and imported all of the meshes into the project for you so that you don't have to do that manually. However, it might be that you do want to just create a completely blank new project and import the assets manually yourself. And to do that, I've provided the assets to import folder, which is over here. For example, these are the assets for chapter 1. We have a pretty simple texture here and two mesh files. Now these mesh files are pretty much the same thing. You will notice that one has a file extension of .ma and the other one has an extension of .fbx. Now the MA extension is a Maya native mesh file, and the FBX is a more general FBX version. They're both exactly the same mesh. Now if you have Maya installed on your computer, then you can import this .ma version. You can just drag and drop that into Unity. But on this computer I'm running here, I don't have Maya installed, so let's see what happens. If I drag and drop the MA file into Unity, we get an error and it tells us that Maya could not be found. So I'm going to delete that sculpture here. Just press delete and just bring back my files. Instead, if you don't have Maya, then you can use the FBX version. Now, of course, if you do want to use Maya, you can get a free trial of Maya. I'm just going to bring up a web browser window. I've gone here to Autodesk, Products, Autodesk Maya, and there is a free 30-day trial available for Maya if you want to download that and test it out. I'm just going to minimize this window again. So you do have the opportunity to use the MA file if you want to, but if you don't, you can use the FBX version instead, which will work regardless of whatever 3D software you have installed on your system. So you just drag and drop the FBX version into the project panel. Here I've imported it. You can see it's imported fine. Here is the model. The one thing I do want to mention with importing the FBX version is that every time you import an FBX file, select the imported mesh here in the project panel, move over to the Model tab, and make sure that scale factor here is set to 1 and not 0.01. By default, Unity sets this to 0.01. That is not correct. You want to select that and choose 1, and then make sure afterwards that you click apply to accept those changes. And now you can just drag and drop that model into your Unity scene and it will work fine. So that's how you can get up and running with the project files for this book.